I am going to discussing about grandma climbs a tree. I am discussing about first poem. Grandma climbs a tree. Continue. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡಿ.
like a brief season in hell extracts. First question, since childhood she had this gift for being happier than in a life. A question, who does she refer to? Answer, she referred to Granny. B question, what was the gift she had? Answer, climbing the tree was the gift she had. C question, where was the happier? Answer, she was happier in a tree than in city life. Second question, she would laugh and say, I will grow disgracefully. I can do it better, and we had to agree. A question, who said this to whom? Answer, Granny said this to her neighbors. B question, what was disgraceful? Answer, climbing tree at the age of 62 was disgraceful. C question, why did she say so? Answer, she had passion of climbing tree and she would be happier on trees. Third question, but it was feared by all that one day she had have a terrible fall. The outcome was different. A question, who does all refer her? Answer, neighbors and family members. B question, who do you they who do
Why?
they why do they fear of her fall? Answer, she was 62 years old, so she would fall. C question, what was the different outcome? Answer, one day she climbed a tree and could not come down. Fourth question, the doctor looked Granny's temperature and said, I strongly recommended a quite week in bed. A question, who had fever? Answer, Granny had fever. B question, why was she suggested rest for a week? Answer, because Granny had high fever. C question, what was the response from others? Answer, the kids felt a sigh of relief that she would not climb a tree. Fifth question, poor Granny, for her it was like a brief season in hell. A question, what was felt like a hell? Answer, a week in a bed was felt like a hell by Granny. B question, why did she feel like hell? Answer, she used to spend her time on trees, so Granny felt the bed rest was like a hell. C question, what was heaven to her? Answer, she was happy in climbing trees. It was like a heaven to her. Sixth question, my dad knew his duties. He said, that's alright, you will have what you want, dear. I will start work tonight. A question, who does my dad refer to? Answer, my dad refers to the poet's father. B question, what did he consider his duty was? Answer, he considered his duty was to build a tree house for his mother. C question, who does the words dear refer? Dear,
Spelling ಹೇಳೋ.
DEARREFER.
Dear refer.
Dear referred her. Answer, the poet's granny. Seventh question, she sits there instead and sherry with me, holding her right to reside in a tree. Here question, who does she and me she refers to Granny and we refer to the poet Ruskin Bond. B question, what was her state? Answer, she was in a happy state. C question, what does it tell? Answer, I tells she enjoyed being on the tree house.
ಚಂದನ ಗೋ ಬರಮನ್ ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿ ಪದ್ಯವನ್ನು ಓದು ಫಸ್ಟು. ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಬುಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ಮರಿ ಓದಿಲ್ವಾ? ಹೋಗಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ಪದ್ಯವನ್ನು ಓದು ಫಸ್ಟು. ಓಪನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್. ಮೈ ನೇಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಚಂದನ.
My name is Chandana. I am studying in 10th standard. Today I am discussing about the poem Grandma Climbs a Tree. My grandmother was a genius. You would like to know why? Because she could climb up trees, spreading her height. She had the up their branches in
Quick.
pride and mind you. When last she climbed a tree was 62. Ever since childhood she did had this gift for being happier in a tree than in a lift. And, and thought as years went by she would be told that climbing trees should stop when one grew old, and that growing old should be gone about gracefully. She had laugh and say, well, I will grow disgracefully, I can do it better. And we had to agree.
See the poem.
For in all the garden there wasn't a tree she had not been up and one time or another, having learned to climb from a loving brother when she was 6. But it was feared by all that one day she had have a terrible fall. That the outcome was different while we are in town. She climbed a tree and could not climb down. After the rescue, the doctor took Granny's temperature and said, I strongly recommended a quick week in bed. Quite week in bed. We sighed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor Granny for her. It was like a brief season in hell. Confined to her bedroom while every breath whispered for summer and dancing leaves. But she had held her peace till she felt stronger. Then she sat up and said, I will lie here no longer. And she called for my father and told him
Spelling.
UNDAUNTED.
Underwent. ಏನದು?
UNDAUNTED.
Undaunted.
Undaunted. That a house in treetop was what she now wanted. My dad knew his duties. He said that's all right. You will have what you want, dear. I will start work tonight. Summary of the poem.
ಎಸ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ಯಾರ ಇದೆಯಮ್ಮ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಅವಸರ ನೋಡ ನೀನು ಚಂದನ.
With my expert
ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್.
he soon finished the chore. Made her a tree house with windows and a door. So Granny moved up and now every day I climb to her room with glasses and tray. She sits there instead and drinks sherry with me, affording her right to reside in a tree.
Then summary of the poem.
Summary of the poem. The poem Grandma Climbs a Tree is written by Ruskin Bond. He calls his grandmother genius because she climbed a tree even at the age 62. She was passionate to climb a tree and learn it from her loving brother at the age of 6. Everybody feared that Granny would fall from a tree one day. One day she climbed a tree but could not climb down. After the rescue, the doctor recommended her rest for a week. But for Granny, it was like brief season in hell. She demanded a house to be built in a tree. The poet's father, who was beautiful, fulfilled his mother's wish. So that Granny moved up and enjoyed as her wish.
Repeat.
Points to remember.
Repeat again the summary.
The poem Grandma Climbs a Tree
Slow.
is written by because she climbed a tree. Even at the age of 62, she was passionate to climb a tree and learn it from her loving brother at the age of 6. Everybody feared that Granny would fall from a tree one day. One day she climbed a tree but could not climb down. After the rescue, the doctor recommended her rest for a week. But for Granny, it was like brief season in hell. She demanded a house to be built in a tree. The poet's father, who was dutiful, fulfilled his mother's wish, so that Granny moved up and enjoyed as a wish. Points to remember. Poet Ruskin Bond calls his grandmother genius. She learned climbing trees when she was 6 years from her brother. Even at the age of 62, she could climb trees. One day she climbed a tree and could not climb down. Doctor advised her 1 week bed rest. Staying in bed was like hell for her. She demanded a house in the treetop. Her son fulfilled her wish. She was very happy.
Repeat again.
Points to remember. Poet Ruskin Bond calls his grandmother genius. She learned climbing trees when she was 6 years from her brother. Even at the age of 62, she could climb trees. One day she climbed a tree and could not climb down. Doctor advised her 1 week bed rest. Staying in bed was like hell for her. She demanded a house in the treetop. Her son fulfilled her wish. She was very happy.
Next one. Books Tombaro. What's his name? Quick. Hello, my name is.
My name is Chetan.
I am studying in 10th standard.
I am studying in 10th standard.
Today I am trying to discuss
Today I am trying to discuss
first poem.
first poem.
Grandma climbs a tree.
Grandma climbed a tree.
Continue.
My grandmother was a genius. She would like to know why. Because she could climb a tree, reading or high. She had been up there, branches in a tree. And mind you, when thought she climbed a tree, she was 62. Ever since childhood, she would get this gift for being happier in a tree than we lived. And talk as year went by, she would be told that the climbing tree should stop when one grey wall, and that growing wall should be gone about gracefully. I can do it better, and she did laugh and say, I will grow this gracefully. I can do it better, and we had to agree. For in all the garden there wasn't a tree she hadn't been up at one time or another, having learned to climb from a loving brother when she was 6, but it was feared by all that one day she'd have a terrible fall. The outcome was different while we were in down. She climbed a tree and could not come down. After the rescue, the doctor took Granny's temperature and said, I strongly remarked a quick week in bed. We stayed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor Granny, for her, it was like a brief duties